from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering under the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Cyber Security. Welcome to our presentation on break and continue statements in C programming. Today we will be discussing these powerful tools and why they are important for any programmer to understand. Whether you are a seasoned developer or just starting out, break and continue statements can help you write more efficient and effective code. By the end of this presentation, you will have a solid understanding of how to use these statements, work, and when to use them. Actually, what are the break and continue statements? Break and continue statements are two keywords in C programming that allow you to control the flow of your code. When you use a break statement, you can immediately exit a loop or switch statement, regardless of whether the loop or switch statement has finished executing. On the other hand, when you use a continue statement, you skip over certain iterations in a loop and move on to the next iteration. The break statement is a powerful tool in a C programming that allows you to terminate loops and switch statements prematurely. When the break statement is encountered inside a loop or switch statement, the program jumps immediately to the end of the block and continues executing from there. One common use case for the break statement is when you want to exit a loop early based on a certain condition. For example, if you are searching through an array for a specific value, you can use a loop with a break statement to stop searching as soon as you find the value you are looking for. The continue statement is another powerful tool in a programmer's arsenal. It allows you to skip over certain iterations in a loop, effectively ignoring them and moving on to the next iteration. This can be useful when working with large datasets or when certain conditions need to be met before continuing with the loop. For example, let's say you have a loop that iterates through an array of numbers. You want to perform some operation on each number, but you only want to do if the number is even. You could use a if statement to check if the number is even, but that would add unnecessary complexity to your code. Instead, you can use a continue statement to skip over the odd numbers and only perform the operation on the even ones. When to use break and continue statement? One situation where break and continue statements can be useful is when working with large data sets. If you are searching through a large array of numbers for a specific value, using a break statement can save time by stopping the search once the value is found. Another situation where statements can be helpful is when specific conditions need to be met. For instance, if you have a loop that iterates through a set of numbers and you have only want to perform an action on the even numbers, you can use a continue statement to skip over the even odd numbers. Alternative approaches to break and continue statements. While break and continue statements can be useful in certain situations, there there are also alternative approaches that programmers can take. One approach is to use flags, which are variables that can be set to true or false, depending on whether a certain condition has been met. By using flags, programmers can avoid the need of the break and continue statements altogether. Another approach is to restructure the code so that the break and continue statements are not necessary. This may involve breaking up large loops into smaller ones or using functions to encapsulate certain sections of code. While this approach may require more upfront to lead to cleaner, more, more maintainable code in the long run. In conclusion, break and continue statements are powerful tools in C programming that can help you write more efficient code. By using them correctly, you can terminate loops or skip over certain iterations to achieve goals. It's important to remember that these statements should be used sparingly and only necessary. Using them incorrectly can lead to bugs and errors in your code. Remember to test your code thoroughly and seek help if you encounter any issues. Thank you.